What's up, YouTube? Today I have a very special guest. He's wrestling at Impact No Surrender, and man, this guy has so many lists of accomplishments. I think he'd be here all week. He shows up in every single wrestling company, but he's wrestling for Impact Wrestling for No Surrender against Eric Young. It's Jay White. What's up, man?
Hello, Malcolm. Thank you for having me. You're right. I do have a list of accolades that I think it would probably go a little bit longer than this, so we'll try and keep it short and sweet with that, huh?
Yeah. I mean, like, we would be here all day. I got homework to do. I'm a college student. I got a class in the morning. I don't have it until Wednesday, bro. Like, it would take very long. But, but the first question, man, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little busy. I mean, I'm all over the place. I'm Mr. Everywhere at the moment, it seems. But hey, that's what we want. That's going to happen when you're in high demand. You know, I had somebody ask me recently, what's the difference between showing up at these companies or wrestling the States as a young boy on excursion compared to now. And the main difference is before, when New Japan sent me away, I was wanting to come to these companies. Now it's all these companies wanting me to come to them.
And I'm sure that's like a great feeling. I mean, like, how full is your inbox right now? People just want you to come here, there, and everywhere.
I mean, it's nonstop. You know, I'm sure if you tried to go through me directly, I probably wouldn't be talking to you, Malcolm. But luckily, you went through the right channels and you went through Impact. And obviously, with me being on their show this Saturday, February 19th, No Surrender against Eric Young, had to oblige and talk to who they want me to talk to. So here I am.
Well, definitely. And I want to talk about Impact Wrestling, of course. Why did you join Impact Wrestling? Why did you debut for Impact Wrestling? Because your debut was pretty shocking.
Wow, where do I start? You know, it depends on how much I want to give away as well, because, hey, what I say about what's happened in the past may lead on to what's going to happen in the future. And so I don't know how that's going to go. But, you know, I turned up back, and I think it was July. I just wanted to come have a little bit of a Bullet Club reunion and say hi to guys like the Good Brothers and Kenny, who I hadn't seen in a while. And, you know, on my behalf, I didn't have anything personal against them. So I just wanted to go and say hi. And, you know, that got interrupted by David Finlay, and we all saw how that happened. I beat him once again. So here I am up on AEW now. All of a sudden, Adam Cole extended that invitation to me. Said, "Hey, maybe the Young Bucks could use a hand." You know, me and Adam Cole, we have no beef, for lack of a better term. Me and the Young Bucks, as far as I know, there's no grudges there. I don't think, unless they hold something against me because I beat Kenny. I don't even think Kenny holds that against me. It's just a match. He lost. It was that. That's all it is to me, and I think that's all it is to them. So why am I on Impact? Well, originally that was the reason. Now, why I'm on Impact is because the same reason I'm everywhere, whether it's New Japan, AEW, or Impact. I can see somewhat of a super Bullet Club reunion happening between Impact, New Japan, and AEW all simultaneously with myself at the forefront.
Definitely. And like, you recruited some guys now in Impact Wrestling to join Bullet Club, being Chris Bey. And Chris is a fan of this channel. We're actually born from the same city. Why did you pick Chris Bey to be a part of Bullet Club? I mean, obviously he's very talented, but why did you pick Chris Bey to be in Bullet Club?
I mean, with Chris, where do you start and where do you end? Between, you know, he's got youth, flash, flair, finesse, obviously, strength, talented as hell in the ring. And like I said, young, he's got a long future ahead of him. And I believe this Saturday, I think he may be involved in a #1 contenders match for the X Division title. I think so. Don't quote me exactly on that. But that's also what happens once you align yourself with Bullet Club, is you get these new opportunities. You get these opportunities that you deserve, but you may not have gotten if you weren't aligned with us in the first place. So, you know, Chris has a bright future ahead of him, and we see that.
For sure. And like, to follow up with that, well, what's the recruitment process of bringing someone into Bullet Club? And since you already are in America right now, is there anyone else they have on your mind of bringing into the club?
Well, you see, I can't give away too many of those things, because then everybody is going to then be trying to do what they can to suck up to myself, and whatever I list here, they would be trying to make sure that they display those, I don't know, attributes or whatever you want to call it. So no, really, I don't think you can really get in or get noticed by trying to as such. You just got to have that thing that we need in Bullet Club, and, you know, and can you put words to that? Not always, you know. What is it about Chris Bey that makes him Chris Bey? What is it about Switchblade Jay White that makes him Switchblade Jay White? Other than obviously all the championships, you know, there's just that something, and that's what we're looking for when it comes to Bullet Club. And not everybody always has it right now. Sometimes they get it later down the track. Sometimes they never do.
Definitely. I mean, like, I was kind of hoping. I was like, oh man, if I just like tick every box, I'm gonna build a joint. But
only ever that easy, huh? Funny.
Only if it was. But no surrenders coming up. You're facing Eric Young. He's a former two-time Impact World Champion, TNA World Champion,
Yes.
himself being a former World Champion as well. How do you plan on going into this match facing someone who's essentially been like one of the top names in Impact Wrestling for a very long time?
Yes, yeah, it sounds familiar actually now that you say that. That almost sounds familiar to one Hiroshi Tanahashi back here in New Japan. You talk about these guys that have been multiple-time world champions and have been there for a while, really experienced, they're veterans. Eric Young, yes, he's a veteran, but I'm a veteran in my own right with the things that I've done and the amount that I've accomplished in such a small amount of time. So I'm just going to go in there on Saturday and I'm going to school the veteran on who really is better out of Bullet Club or Violent by Design, which we already know. Bullet Club's been running the wrestling world for the better part of a decade now. Violent by Design, I don't even know how long they've been around for, if they would even been around long enough to even really count as a credible group, however you want to put it. So I'm just going to go out there and basically everything I just said there now, I'm going to go put that into action out there.
Definitely. And it's not just yourself a part Bullet Club has a match in no surrender. So is GOD. We're taking on the Good Brothers for the Impact World Tag Team titles. It looks like Bullet Club is like, they're really making waves again. Like they're really out
That's what I said. That's the whole point. It's, I mean what I say, and I've always said this all the time. And sometimes people don't like to listen, even though they catch on in the end. That's what I'm saying is between New Japan, Impact, AEW, you're going to see a presence of Bullet Club that hasn't been felt there in quite a long time, if at all, ever, because I was never involved with it before. So, it's going to be groundbreaking, wherever it is. And, where it's going to be this Saturday is, like you said, at Impact. And it's not just myself. It is GOD, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa versus the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson, and that big man, Doc Gallows, for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. And between those four, there's been a lot of tag team championships won. GOD is up to 7 IWGP World Tag Team Championships, something that Good Brothers never quite managed to do. So what you're going to see this Saturday is the best tag team in the history of Bullet Club walking away with the Impact World Tag Team Championships.
I like the way you're talking. And obviously, like this group of Bullet Clubs a little bit different from previous groups before. How would you rank this version of Bullet Club compared to like the previous variations and groups of Bullet Club?
Well, I mean, it has to be. It's always it's a little bit tricky to compare because it's always different situations. But I think if there was some way where you could just take each, little version or era of Bullet Club and put it up against the other ones, I know that would be standing tall because you just said it yourself, that showing up on Impact and doing all these things at the same time. I just said the word groundbreaking, but that's really is what we're doing. So no other Bullet Club has done what we're doing, and we're just getting started as well. So of course my confidence is going to be under the Bullet Club led by myself.
Of course. And if there was a match that like Bullet Club of current day, obviously GOD, yourself, Chris Bey, if you guys could take on another 4-man group, who would that be?
I don't know. We had a couple. We had took on a little 4-man group at Impact that didn't work out for them. I believe that was Fulton, Ace Austin, Speedball, and Jake something. A bit of a ragtag team. I don't think those guys get on very well. Violent by Design, they didn't even have enough. They're not even significant enough to be able to get a 4th member. So I guess they're out of it. You know what? And that Impact, who else is there? I know they've got what do they call themselves now? Honor No More are there, but I think they may have more. Maybe Team Impact, if they can get past them. Maybe Team Impact wants to put up a team of guys to come and stand up against the Bullet Club. We'll have to wait and see how their match goes and see if they even survive that in the first place.
Definitely, Jay. And before we get to the last couple of questions, what's your goals in Impact Wrestling right now? Because obviously GOD's challenging for the World Tag Team titles. Chris Bey might get back to winning that exhibition championship. What do you want to do in Impact Wrestling?
Right now, I just need to make Eric Young eat his words. That's my goal right now for Impact. I'm not going to look too far ahead of that. I'm sure you want to ask me about it if I'm thinking about the Impact World Championship, because I've been asked that as well. And, it's the same answer that I've given other people, is that I'm not going to give away any of my future plans too much, especially to anybody like if it was going to be Moose or Cass. If it's one of those guys involved, I'm not going to try and give away, my game plan, especially against any monsters like that. I'm going to need to have any advantage I have, and I've got plenty of intellectual advantage over everyone, especially those 2 mongoloids as well. So I'm not going to give anything away to make it easier for them, if that were to be the case. If I could also just be saying this all to you just to throw you off track. That's the thing, you never really know, because I don't, there's nothing that says I have to tell you the truth, is it?
No, I mean, you really don't. I mean, I'm gonna hope you're telling me the truth, but I mean, like,
right. You just take my word for it for now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the words are binding sometimes. But so I want to get into like, who's Jay White, the person? Obviously, I know you were a very big fan of Randy Orton growing up. Did you take any style of Randy Orton and apply it to yourself?
It's not really up to me to say, I don't think. You know, we talk about Jay White, the person. What you see is what you get. You know, in terms of getting personal life, you're never going to get any of that from me, unfortunately. I know people love to try and pry. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying people in general. You're never going to get that with me. Yeah, I mentioned Randy Orton. Maybe I did without realizing. I don't know. Is there something where I've gone specifically, oh, Randy Orton did this when I was learning things? I don't think so, but I'll leave it up to other people to decide whether there's any similarities there or not.
Fair enough. And Jay White, before we wrap this all up, who is Jay White?
Jay White, simply put, number one asset in all the pro wrestling. Jay White is the last rock and roller. Jay White is the man that single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden. Jay White is King Switch, baby. Jay White is the first ever and true Grand Slam champion, which I think would make me the real belt collector. Jay White's the leader of Bullet Club. Jay White is the catalyst for anything significant that happens in pro wrestling. And Jay White is the man that this Saturday on Impact Plus on the app, February 19th, No Surrender. Jay White is the man that is going to make Eric Young breathe with the Switchblade. I'm going to show Eric Young and everybody that's still Jay White's era.
That's the perfect answer. Jay, where can they find you on social media if they're not already following you?
Jay White, JaywhiteNZ or NZ, however you pronounce the last letter of the alphabet, I believe it is. NZ, short for New Zealand, Jay White NZ, Instagram, Twitter, and you can see me everywhere these days, whether it is New Japan Strong, if it's Impact, if it's AEW, Dynamite, or Rampage. Just turn your TV on and I seem to be there.
Definitely, man. And you show up on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, every day except for Sunday. Hopefully, I mean, you might be praising the Lord. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're doing your own thing. But Jay White, this was amazing. Thank you for coming on the channel. I really do appreciate it. Huge fan of your work. Guys, make sure to watch Impact Wrestling No Surrender Impact Plus app. February 19th. It's going to be great. Jay White's going to be there, so you already know it's going to be a 5-star show. Make sure to like, comment, share, and always subscribe, and we're out.
We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.